Behold, in theaters now, the thing that reads a lot.
Rory Gilmore, a character from the beloved television show Gilmore Girls, is known for her voracious reading habits. I myself am someone that loves both reading and watching Gilmore Girls. When I watched the TV show for the first time back in 2016, I remember being so inspired and motivated by the character Rory in the show. Something about Rory is that she will be reading and she will be staying up late to study. Both her reading and studying habits not only made me want to read a book a day, but it actually made me excited to pick up a textbook and study for my tests. At the beginning of Gilmore Girls, Rory was just 16 years old and would rather spend her time reading than doing anything else. She said it best at her high school graduation in season 3, episode 22. Quote, "I live in two worlds. One is a world of books." Now, let's get into how both me and you can prepare to read a lot of books in the year 2020. Because yes, I will be following every one of these points myself. Set reading goals.
Wow, aren't we hooked on phonics?
Oh, I read a lot.
If you don't have any reading goals, then how are you planning on staying motivated to read a lot of books in the new year? Establish specific reading goals, such as the number of books you want to read in a month or in the year. Having clear objectives can help you stay focused and motivated. Personally, my reading goal for 2023 was 35 books, and yes, I did in fact not only meet that number, but I also exceeded it. My new goal for 2024 will be 55 books. That means that I will need to read around 5 books a month to achieve that goal, and I definitely think that with the right goals in place, I will be able to achieve that.
This is a paperback. Fits perfectly in a coat pocket and it's only $1.
Create a reading list. Listen, we all love to have a good stacked TBR. Personally, I love to have a list of books ready at all times for me to choose from. And then if you wanted to add some of the books that Rory read in the show to your personal TBR list, then here are a few books. Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, and then David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. These are just a few options, but it has been stated that there are over 400 books mentioned in the show. I love to read Kindle books more than physical books, so my very long list of books I want to read is always in my wish list on Amazon. I just find that it is way easier to have them all there so that whenever I want to read a book, I can just hit buy and it's ready for me to read. Rory always had a book in hand, and having a list ensures that you always have your next reading choice ready. Which brings me to my next point. Carry a book everywhere.
Oh, you scared me.
Come on, tell me!
Serious, get away from me.
Please tell me.
And she's reading again. How novel.
Goodbye, Tristan.
Always have a book on hand, whether it's a physical book or an ebook. Having a book ready for you to read whenever really helps a lot, especially when you have those awkward moments during the day when you usually go on your phone to avoid awkwardness or to pass the time. Girl, rather pick up your book and make some progress. There was even a scene in the show where Rory and Dean went to Rory's school dance. She continues to show Dean the book she decided to bring with her. Dean was obviously taken back by the fact that Rory brought a book to the dance. He even proceeds to ask her if she brought a book because she thought that the dance would be boring, to which Rory responds with saying that that's not the case and she just takes a book with her everywhere she goes. Like, the girl is committed. Come on. Diversify your reading.
Okay, but every kid coming to Harvard is inevitably reading books, and I want to be able to converse intelligently with each of them, and I can't do that unless I read books, at least a few from every genre and subgenre.
Like Rory, explore different genres and authors. Mixed fiction and non-fiction, classics and contemporary works. This variety keeps your reading experience fresh and interesting. I am a mood reader, so I love to have my different genres that I read. My top 3 favorite genres being romance, fantasy, and mystery thrillers.
You bought a copy? I told you I'd lend you mine.
It is yours.
You stole my book.
Designate reading time. Set aside dedicated time each day for reading, whether it's in the morning, during lunch, or before bed. Having a consistent reading routine helps integrate books into your daily life. That is exactly why my Kindle is currently changing my life. Before I became a Kindle girly, I would go to sleep at night watching either series or YouTube videos. But now I'm comfortably laying in my bed and tapping away at my Kindle until my eyes close. This has been an absolute game changer. So look at your daily routine, find those moments where you could designate some time to reading.
Yeah, but I didn't understand a word of it, so I had to reread it when I was 15. Yeah, but nobody could write a 40-page monologue the way that she could.
Limit screen time. We all spend way too much time on our screens. So try to reduce the time spent on your electronic devices and social media. Allocate some of that time to reading instead. This can significantly increase the number of books you can finish in 2024. I know it is easier said than done, but if you plan ahead and set your goals, I think it is definitely achievable. I think one of the reasons I love Rory Gilmore so much and why I love watching Gilmore Girls is because Rory is never on her cell phone. We never see her scrolling through social media. She doesn't even spend a lot of time watching TV. She always has her nose in her books, and I think it is a very refreshing sight to see. Watching Rory on the show feels like a break from my current reality.
Mom, I'm studying.
Can't you take a break?
I can't take a break right now.
Join a book club. Rory was actually part of a book club in the show. Joining a book club or reading group can provide motivation, social interaction, and discussions that enhance your reading experience. I am personally not in a book club myself, but I watch a lot of booktube, so I think that counts.
Man, what's that?
My notes. I don't think Shakespeare knew himself this well.
Use audiobooks. Incorporate audiobooks into your routine. This allows you to read while communicating, exercising, or doing household chores, making it easier to consume more books. Visit libraries and bookstores.
13 million volumes? I've read 300 books in my entire life and I'm already 16? Do you know how long it would take me to read 13 million books?
We all know that changing up your environment or just being surrounded by books or even just reading in a coffee shop makes a huge difference. The environment can be inspiring and you may come across books you wouldn't have found otherwise. So spend some time in libraries and bookstores to discover new titles and authors. Rory was often spotted studying in Luke's diner, her home, and even at school. She also always seemed to make studying and reading enjoyable for herself. Reading being her favorite hobby because she was consuming entertaining literature and stories. And then she made studying enjoyable for herself because she genuinely enjoyed her topics she was studying and she loved being graded.
Girls on the town?
I can't. I have to study.
Prioritize reading. Make reading a priority in your life. Just like any other activity, it requires commitment. Identify and eliminate time-wasting activities to make room for more reading. Rory never played around. She knew that her goal was to get into Harvard and then Yale, so she was always studying and she made time for reading because just like studying, she saw it as a priority.
It's the first day of school. I want to get there early. I have different classes this year. My routes aren't the same. I haven't found the quickest path around. I'm just excited.
And then finally, document your reading journey. Whether that's keeping a reading journal, using social media to share your thoughts on the books you've read, posting reading vlogs on YouTube, whatever it is, if you want to talk about your hobby that you are passionate about, then do it. Documenting your reading journey can be a source of motivation and a way to connect with fellow readers. But it is also just fun. Like, look at me. I'm sort of doing it right now. So remember that at the end of the day, the key to reading a lot is consistency and finding joy in the process. And we all know that playing Gilmore Girls episodes on low volume in the background while you read is really the way to go. Anyways, thank you for watching. Now stop procrastinating and go read your book. See you in the next one. Bye!